glad you're staying with us right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. The push for digitalization trickles down to the local level, where most Filipinos carry out daily transactions. Let's now have an exchange with National ICT Confederation of the Philippines President Mary Joy Abueg. Mary Joy, great to have you with us all the way from Palawan, visiting Manila. All right, the government SIM registration has finally ended. So what do our local ICT councils think about this campaign? Was it a success or partial success?
For us, it's a partial success. There are we in the NICP, or what we call the National ICT Confederation of the Philippines, we focus on the countryside development. So a lot of countryside development still have no internet, no connection, no place for SIM registration. The reason why the DICT, the Department of Information and Communications Technology, together with the National ICT Confederation of the Philippines, do a SIM card registration caravan so that they can reach all the areas that are far-flung, all the areas with IPs, all the areas doesn't know how to register.
So that has been a big problem. They haven't really been able to reach, especially the grassroots kababayans who rely on that SIM for their digital services. Mary Joy.
Yes.
And what do you think will be the next step? Because more than 100 million and there's been a shortfall of 60 million. What is likely to happen to our kababayans in the laylayan who are relying on that SIM card?
It's a big challenge because probably after 5 days of the extension, all their SIM cards will be dead.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And is that a failure of the government for not educating enough our kababayans who are in the far-flung areas to register? Not enough information. And the campaign caravan did not really reach out to them.
It's not really a failure because we are not really ready when it comes to digitalization. We're in an early stage. And there's also a lack of infrastructure within the area that are not reached with connectivity.
But a lot of telco analysts, Mary Joy, are also saying that maybe these remaining 55 to 60 million unregistered SIM cards may be the ones being used also for fraud.
Correct.
And those that have been registered, maybe even in the far-flung rural areas, are already registered. Have you gotten feedback if many of the constituents in the rural areas are not registered?
Well, when we take on the statistics coming from the National Telecommunications Commission, 50% registered coming from dito, 56% coming from the Globe, and the Smart is now 77%. So it's really a huge gap in order for us to register. We can say yes because there's a lot within this SIM registration. There are a lot of existing frauds happening. There are a lot of scammers existing. There are a lot of smishing text messages just to scam people.
So hopefully the SIM card registration law has been able to clean up, and those that have really registered are the legal ones and don't really have any more multiple SIM cards or holding many more phones.
We do hope so for that because we really like to be secured, right? So as President Marcos says that we need to prioritize the risk, the security of all the nation.
What about in terms of connectivity efforts? Do more Filipinos, especially in the rural areas, have fast, stable internet access?
We partner with a lot of telecommunications providers. These key players help us, not just the NICP itself or the National ICT Confederation of the Philippines, but also together with the other national government, joint forces in order to educate when it comes to connectivity, when it comes to lobbying, when it comes to ARTA, when it comes to building towers. So we do a lot of activities and events together so that to promote awareness.
Yeah, but of course, to set up this infrastructure for telecommunications is also very capital intensive. What about satellite internet? Is it becoming now more popular in the rural areas?
Yes, it is. But there's still a problem with that.
Okay.
Especially when there are clouds. And of course, the
thunderstorms.
Yes.
Like what we're experiencing now. Typhoon Egay. So that impacts satellite internet connectivity.
Correct. According to the telcos, they said it's better that the barangay get the enterprise, not the residential price for the satellite. So the barangay should distribute to the area, especially for disaster risk. And it's very important in the area. There are areas, what if there's a disaster, or what if there's a flood or whatsoever, and then there's no connection.
You know, the Confederation, Mary Joy, also advocates the use of technology to create more opportunities for Filipinos. How are technological advancements, such as artificial intelligence, which is now front and center in the technology sphere, impacting our kababayans' chances of getting a job?
When we say ICT, it's not just the information and communications itself. It also involves infrastructure. It also involves infrastructure. So when infrastructure are in place, there's a good internet connectivity. There's a better job for everyone because it's a multiplier effect. Imagine if you have a good connectivity, good power or electricity. That's another one. So you have more investors in your area, in your city, in your municipalities. You can have more jobs and there's a multiplier effect for that job.
Well, a lot of opportunities, but also a lot of challenging issues that
Yes.
we all have to face. What is your outlook for the connectivity situation over the next few years? Is it likely to improve or remain stagnant where we're at right now?
According to the telcos, our partners, they said by 2025, it will increase into 8%. So, magiging maganda na or better connectivity by 8% by 2025.
Well, still much to be desired because it's still in the single digit. Thank you so much for this local digitalization exchange, NICP President Mary Joy Abueg.
Thank you so much.
And up next on The Exchange, where your business is our business, we'll get up to speed on the status of internet connectivity in the country. We'll be speaking to Ukla live from London, right here on CNN Philippines. News you can trust.